the dentist.
Do they know what to do for us?
Shouldn't be rocket science. Like, you're a sensitive guy. Saying no to that.
So that's why you wear the sweater.
She told me, she said it will sting and burn for about 30 to 45 seconds. So I'm just going to have to tough it out. Because this is horrible. Monday morning. Can you see it? Can't you see it? You can't tell?
Well, I can't see much.
Oh, good. Well, it's great. We're waiting for the... All right, it's 6:15. First thing after that. Oh, like I need to get in here.
Well, it's actually after this evening, so we could probably.
Oh, you're right. Okay. All right, you guys, let's start. Break it up. Scott, my Scott, and the other Scott. Knock it off. Are you on?
All right.
Just go ahead and start.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
We know we'll have some stragglers, those people who are always late, you know who they are. So please feel free to make room because it's not the nice thing to, make the people who are the stragglers walk all the way across the sanctuary to get to the very last seats all the way over there while we're in the middle of, so we can all look at them and say, why were you late? I say that as my family's not here yet. We'll start by inviting our co-presidents to, we're going to start with announcements this evening and then transition into our prayers. So it's a great honor to invite Andrew and Elaine to share a few announcements and welcome.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody who is watching us. It's great to have so many people in this sanctuary. So we had no announcements tonight, but we have a whole list. So we want to thank I didn't see you earlier. That's why I went. Jeremy Sosin, David Budin, Scott Spiro, Marlene Krause, who you're going to hear, most of them for the first time tonight. So thank you ahead of time, and thank you to Ken or Kathy for arranging that. We're not going to have a service December 30th, so we're telling you that ahead of time.
Not in person.
Not in person, online. And we'd like to take a moment to thank Mallory Schwab, over there, waving, and Brian Slesnick, who worked hard to create that video, Heart and Soul, which I hope you've all watched. And of course, to Kylie, who takes what we throw at her and makes a masterpiece out of it. So I hope you all look at it and realize what they're asking for a little donation this year, because we're thankful for everything you've done all year. And that is it from me. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. That's a little low. I'll just hold it. That's fine. Thank you. I want to thank Sisterhood for putting on tonight's Oneg and all the bakers who contributed and brought all the great treats you're going to have later this evening. I want to thank Steve Sweeler, Lynn Weinberger for hosting the wine and beverages for tonight. Thank you very much. And also, I would finally like to say, everybody look at your neighbor right now and welcome them and wish them Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
That's it. You did great. So we'll begin by asking everybody to not just get comfortable in your seats, but to sit up a little bit so you can take a deep breath and let go of this week. All the people we've met, the relationships that we have cherished, the moments that we want to let go behind us, the ways in which we've healed. Let's take a breath as we begin Shabbat together and make this a day of community and a day of peace.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Repeat. How good it is.
How good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is.
How good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is
to be together on this day. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. How good it is.
How good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is.
How good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is
to be together on this day. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine
invite Audrey and Carol up to light our Shabbat candles on behalf of Sisterhood and the congregation. We are missing Rob this evening. He hopes to be back with us. Rob Ross, who's become a regular for us, and who is really the brainchild who came up with a lot of our plans for Ruach Shabbat. So we hope that he feels better soon, and we look forward to him being back with us at the next Ruach Shabbat. Our prayers will be on the screen this evening, so you can relax and follow along. Do that and the reading.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu v'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekavela pene Shabbat nekavela shamor v'zachor bediburecha ishmianu el hamilchan Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet v'tfilah. Let's all join in. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela pene Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat. Please rise as you are able and face the entrance to your home and to our sanctuary. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha u'v'toch olam toch emuneh am segula boi kala
This is the season of dedication, of dedicating our moments and our lives, of dedicating our hope and our strength. Nevarech, let us bless. The words of Baruch Hu.
La 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 ya la ya la ya la la ya la ya la Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Leolam Vaed Yalelai 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 Yalelai
For cities and towns, factories and farms, flowers and trees, sea and sky, God, we praise you for the world and its beauty. For family and friends, for neighbors and cousins, God, we thank you for friendship and love. For kind hearts, for smiling faces and helping hands, God, we praise you for those who care for others. And for making us one family on earth, the children of one God. God, we praise you who made all people different, yet alike.
Baruch atah Adonai Hamori Aravi.
Each person has a Torah, unique to that person, his or her innermost teaching. Some seem to know their Torahs very early in life and speak and sing them in a myriad of ways. Others spend their whole lives stammering, shaping, rehearsing them. Some are long and some are short. To hear another say their words of Torah is a precious gift, and every soul has a Torah of its own.
Baruch atah Adonai Elohei Amo Yisrael.
We focus for our Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Shema, Shema Yisrael, Adonai את אדוני אלוהיך ובכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך שמע Please be seated.
We invite our students in our religious school, if you're a student in our religious school, as young as our Katantan kids and all the way up through middle school or high school, come on up. You're going to lead us in our Via Hafta. So religious school students, make your way up. Come on up right up here. You guys can look at the screen. You're going to lead the Via Hafta, okay? You ready? 1, 2, 3.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Wonderful. You all be seated right here because we're going to let you help us with the Vishamru in a few moments. Those of you who know the special movements for the Vishamru, as we'll join together in the words of Micha Mocha.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
our kids to stand up. And I think some of our older kids know the motions to this prayer, Vishamru, that we take this time to guard and protect Shabbat. So the ones who know the motions, why don't you come to the front, stand, Misha and girls, you guys stand over there. Let the kids who might
we all
still
need
be
to learn
learning.
the hand motions.
We're all going to learn the hand motions.
Here we go.
They're brave souls. They got no warning, which was the plan. And we'll join together in our words of Vishamru that remind us as we look to our kids to lead us. These are days that we cherish. These are days for us to guard, to protect, to make sacred. Vishamru.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam barit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam barit olam. B'nai Yisrael, oti le'olam. Come on, adults. Shamru b'nai Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam barit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam barit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam barit olam. Great
Kids, you
job.
can return to your seats. Thank you for leading us. Well,
O God, give us the strength to forget evils over and done, history's falls and fouls, yesterday's frozen hope. And give us the strength to keep watch for fair weather after a stormy day, incense of flowers and quiet waves. Give us the strength to wait and time to hope, the strength to keep watch and rejoice as doves are hatched and babes are born, as flowers bud and blossom and visions break out and grow. God, give us strength where we need it, where the world asks for it.
we begin our Amidah as we invite you to rise whenever you feel ready as the words move you.
Adonai, Ananana sfatai tiftach, Ananana ufiagi tehilatecha, Ananana Adonai, Ananana sfatai tiftach, Ananana ufiagi tehilatecha, Ananana Adonai, Ananana sfatai tiftach, Ananana ufiagi tehilatecha, Ananana Adonai, Ananana sfatai tiftach, ata Adonai. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu. Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, ve'Elohei Yaakov. Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Hasei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh Hakol Atah Rav Lehoshia, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayeh Hakol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Ve'rofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Mimit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Ata La'achayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol.
Please be seated.
Be understanding to your enemies. Be loyal to your friends. Be strong enough to face the world each day. Be weak enough to know you cannot do everything alone. Be generous to those who need your help. Be frugal with what you need yourself. Be wise enough to know that you do not know everything. Be foolish enough to believe in miracles. Be willing to share our joys. Be willing to share the sorrows of others. Be the first to congratulate an opponent who succeeds. Be the last to criticize a colleague who fails. Be loving to those who love you. Be loving to those who do not love you, and they may change. Above all, be yourself.
Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki atahu melech hador lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech hador lechol hashalom. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam.
V'tov b'necha levarech et amcha Yisrael. B'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך.
Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam.
Tasim
Been watching a show recently. I'm not going to tell you which one. If you figure it out yourself, come find me. You'll get free coffee. There's a great line in the show at the very end of the series. A grown man, it's the As a son hears from his mother, son feels quite guilty about all sorts of things that he's done. And the mother says to him, I love you more than anything you could ever do wrong. When we go to share our prayers for Misha Berach, we don't necessarily think about things people have done wrong, but we think about the things people are feeling that don't make them complete, the wrong sense of not being your full self. And we say with these words, this is our way of saying that no matter how you're feeling, whatever's not whole in your life, whether it's a relationship or your physical abilities or whether you're not your full self psychologically, we love you more than whatever is wrong. And so we share these words now as we think of all of those people who we love so deeply, we wish for them the fullest sense of themselves, as we'll invite you to share their names, if you're comfortable, in the midst of our prayer. Please say them aloud. Carol. Barbara Lewis.
Rob Ross and Kathy Meyerson. Take a moment for our own personal prayers.
Peace like a river, I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul, and it flows like a river, it flows like a river, it flows like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. And it flows like a fountain. It flows like a fountain. It flows like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like the ocean. I've got love like the ocean. I've got love like the ocean in my soul. And it flows like the ocean. It flows like the ocean. It flows like the ocean in my soul. Sim shalom. Sim shalom tova tova uvracha chen b'chesed v'rachamim. Sim shalom tova tova uvracha chen b'chesed v'rachamim. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. And it flows like a river. It flows like a river. It flows like a river in my soul.
Shabbat Shalom. And happy Hanukkah. We talk about Hanukkah, we get to Hanukkah, we get excited about lighting our candles, which is a wonderful tradition. When we look at the candles, and that's become the primary symbol of Hanukkah, we talk about the light and why we have 8, and our kids brag about getting 8 nights of gifts. And we tell them that Hanukkah is about the story of the oil lasting more days than it should have. Generally speaking, I think it's fair to say, we don't talk that often about what came before, which is that there were people who didn't want us to practice our religion, that there were people who didn't want Jewish people to be Jewish people in their town, and that there were people who came into the synagogue and tore it up, which is why they had to go find a little bit of oil and relight the menorah that used to be lit because somebody came into the synagogue and made a mess. That's the problem of Hanukkah. We like to talk about the miracle of Hanukkah. It's a good choice. But we're here tonight also to celebrate the fact that we don't have that problem because we've had people who have been making sure that nobody comes into our synagogue and does what has been done to synagogues, not just in recent years, but thousands of years ago that created the story of Hanukkah. And so sitting at our door, as we would say, almost in place as much as a mezuzah by our door, has been Detective Rich Muncie, who when we walk in and he recognizes our face and he says hello to us and he's in his real uniform today. Some of you may have seen Rich, who's sitting next to his wife Terry, who we are so glad to have with him here tonight. We see Rich and we're used to seeing him. So many people have said, I've never seen him in such a uniform. Well, I get to see Rich during the week. This is actually Rich's real uniform. He just dresses up for us in his other uniform. But we all know the feeling of walking into a synagogue and knowing that there's somebody who's sitting at the door who's watching out for us and watching out for our community. And no one has done that more than Detective Muncie. And so we want to invite Detective Muncie up as I invite Andrew and Elaine to share a few words and a special gift from us and our congregation on behalf of all the times that you have sat at our door and all that you've done for us. You can take that off.
As co-presidents, we get a lot of responsibilities, some good, some not so much fun, but tonight is a true honor to be here, sitting up here with you tonight to thank you on behalf of the congregation, the Board of Trustees, for everything you've done. You've made us not only feel safe, you made us safe, and that we're forever grateful. You know, looking across from you tonight, it was actually much better to see you inside the sanctuary than out there. So in light of that, we want to make you an honorary lifetime member of Temple Israel. I can read that? Hold on. Can you hold that out? Can you hold that over here? No. For dedicated service to the Jewish community, we recognize Detective Lieutenant Richard Muncie as a lifetime member of Temple Israel, Akron, Ohio, December 16, 2022. So if it was here tomorrow, yesterday you couldn't do it, but today.
Yeah.
But congratulations. I can't thank you enough. Thank you very much.
So we know
Thank
Rich
you
has
for
been
being a friend.
much more than an officer, so please join with us.
Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. I'm not afraid to say I hope it always stay this way. My hat is off. Won't you stand up and take a bow? And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, well, you would see the greatest gift would be from me, and the card attached
Please
would
join with
say,
us.
thank you for being a friend. 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 I want to thank you. I want to thank you. Thank you for being a friend.
I want to thank you.
Thank you for being a
I
friend.
want to thank you.
Thank you for being a friend.
Please be seated. We'll let Rich is asked to say a few words. I think we can give him that.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I had the privilege about 7 years ago to lead this group from Merriman Road here. And it was a wonderful experience. I thank my wife, who's here, Terry, for letting me come here every Friday night and for almost 7 years. And I've appreciated the friendships, the people here. I'm retiring after 51 years at the police department, and my biggest regret is not being here watching over you. And I knew all the people, and several times we had people who came here who I was a little concerned about, but we got through the service and we entertained them outside. And you didn't even know about it. But I can honestly say that I've met a lot of people in 51 years. And Rabbi Josh Brown is one of the best quality people that I have ever met. And I will say that you are fortunate to have him. He's a true gentleman, an honest person, and I thank you very much for this award. And I appreciate all of your friendships and all of the good times that we've shared and laughed outside. I almost knew everybody by name, but I wasn't that smart. So thank you again, and I certainly appreciate this honor. And Lamar came through and brought me some Coke, which he used to bring out to the door, and I think he brought it to the door just to make sure I stayed awake. But thank you very much, and I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Rich, probably the only part of our congregation that you haven't experienced yet is a dues statement, so that'll be coming in the mail. We look forward to you being a regular donor and for life, as the plaque says. Please rise once again as we turn our prayers towards Aleinu on the screen.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'atei gedula liotzer v'reshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu, v'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai, lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yiyeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
Please be seated. We light candles for Shabbat and we light them for Hanukkah. So too, we light them for those lives that we miss, the people that we've loved and lost. They too have been a light in our life. And it's a Jewish tradition that, like Hanukkah candles, like Shabbat candles, we ignite a flame so that we can remember what they brought to us, and we pray that what they brought to us is a blessing. This week, we remember those that we've lost recently in our community, Stephen Noble. And we add to his name those that we lost at this time in years past, Dr. Ruth Aronson, Regina Beck, Madge A. Birnbaum, Morris Cohen, Shirley Cohen, Maxwell Ellick, Irene Leaner Farkas, Samuel Fetterman, Saul Foreman, Dorothy Goldman, Lillian Sweedler-Gross, Gertrude Kahn, Seymour Kaplan, Leona S. Kirshner, Eileen Klein, Shirley Letterman, Morton Levitt, Alan Lewis, Elias Margolis, Ida Moorstein, Lillian Nyman, Manuel Nakas, George Noble, Joseph Asaroff, Shirley Reiser, E. Rosenfeld, Dr. Lewis Ross, Nancy Sweedler-Scalzitti, Saul Schlitt, Esther Schulman, Paul Schweibel, Samuel Scheftel, Cindy Singer, Julie Sturman, Stuart Surloff, Bennett Titleman, Celia Tuckman, Samuel Tuckman, Neil Waldman, and Betty Wilson. If there are names I mispronounced or names you'd like to add, please share them with us. Please rise as a community as we honor all of those that we've loved and lost, as we say together. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei rabbah, b'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, b'gala uv'izman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam almei almaya, yitbarak v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shmei dekudesha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. O say shalom b'mromav, hu ya say shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Having connected with those that we've loved and lost, we connect with each other now as we bless each other with the words of the priests. May God bless you and keep you. May God's light shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace.
Amen.
Please be seated. So we take this special moment as we're together and about to celebrate Hanukkah in our families and amongst our friends. We take a moment to celebrate the other parts of our life as a community. And so, if you've had a birthday this month, if you're a December birthday, we want to ask you to stand up. Stand up, December birthdays. If you have a December anniversary, any anniversaries? Wonderful. Mazel tov. Any new grandchildren? Do we get any new grandchildren this month? Anybody have grandchildren? No? How about anybody's grandchild or child, or maybe you are that child, have a winter concert that they were in this month? Did anybody go to a winter concert or 3? Anybody? Anybody? Because I know a lot of us did. Anybody following the World Cup? There you go. I knew you would get up. Anybody met somebody new that they were blessed to have met this month? No? You could stay standing, stay standing, stay standing. Anybody who's excited for Hanukkah? Anybody who can't wait to eat latkes? Now this one is a little specific, so pay attention. Anyone who secretly convinced your children to come into town, who made your rabbi lie to his current and former congregants in Omaha, thousands of whom would have loved to have been invited to a wedding that no one knew about, and then married their best friend with no one knowing, and only invited the rabbi. Steve and Lynn, we want to ask you to come forward, because now we're all at your wedding. There could be no better couple to share with us in the great mazel, the great joy of us as a congregation getting to know that 2 beautiful people promise themselves to care for each other, love each other, to be committed to each other as shining examples, not only in their family, but in their broader Temple Israel family. And so we say over you and with you the words of Shehechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Amen. Mazel tov. Please remain standing. We're going to ask you to hold up our Kiddush cup, as we'll ask you to lead us in Kiddush and Motzi as well, as we continue from one blessing to the next, the blessing of this Shabbat together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzav banu, v'shabbat kodesho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lamikrae kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat. Amen.
Mazel tov. And if you'll lift up the challah, let's share in Motzi together, as we'll invite everybody after our closing song to join us in the social hall for a wonderful Hanukkah celebration meal that Sisterhood has put together. So we thank them for that. Once again, as we share in Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Amen.
We're going to invite our friends, as we can start eating the challah if we'd like. We invite our friends who have special little battery-operated flashlights in their pockets.
Flash toward the ceiling.
Flash towards the ceiling, please, as we'll dim our lights and share a wonderful song to enter into Hanukkah.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let me hear your beautiful voices one more time. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Happy Hanukkah.
Join us for our next